During the World Cup, the best players from each country faced off for a chance at the title of World Champion. When Sigma was first announced, he rapidly became popular and got paired with the powerful Doomfist in most cases. My name is Malik, and today we're going to talk about how at the Overwatch World Cup, the Doomfist Sigma meta evolved and was played by nearly every team. I'm going to break down what the current meta looks like and how each hero works within it, and also talk about some of the combination and what makes it so devastating. Before I get started, I do want to say that we have a video up that is an exclusive press conference with Team USA from the Overwatch World Cup, so if you want to check that out, want to hear some of their thoughts, make sure to click the link in the description. Reaper is used to pressure tanks and chunk away damage while healing himself over time. The double shield meta forces Reaper to stay in the front line and chip away at weak shields, or to push past them entirely and flank from the backside. His Shadow Step ability lets him get on the high ground or teleport into the enemy backline and wreak mayhem. Now, if not done carefully, this move can be obvious and shut down with a carefully timed accretion rock from Sigma or a mean right hook from Doomfist. Now, the Wraith form is another valuable asset that gives Reaper the opportunity to choose when to disengage, but the fairly long cooldown makes timing key. Now, Reaper pumps out more damage than anyone else in this lineup, so it is up to him to keep the pressure on and eliminate the enemies. His Death Blossom is instrumental in wiping out teams, but we will talk about combinations a little bit later. Doomfist is the frontline aggression of this meta, and his skill set is all about disrupting the enemy. Whether it's stunning a Reaper during his Death Blossom or slamming a support player into a wall, the execution has to be perfect. If not, he ends up in the backline with no way to escape and nothing to show for the dive. Now, Moira can bail him out at times, but without the shield bonuses he gets, it usually doesn't last long. Doomfist is a high-risk, high-reward hero that requires insane technical skill. Sometimes Doomfist is swapped out for Mei thanks to her powerful CC abilities and her low-risk, high-reward playstyle. Now, her Blizzard and Wall disables and splits enemy teams, which forces them to play out of position and eventually leads to them getting picked off. So now that we've talked about the damage dealers of this meta, let's talk about the tanks. Now, Double Shield is the foundation of this meta, and it starts with none other than Orisa. Despite the obvious strength of her deployable shield and high health pool, her Fortify ability is what really makes her shine. It allows her to walk out of Sigma and Mei ultimates and absorb a Doomfist punch for the team. Her halt ability time and time again is perfect for pulling the enemy together for a Sigma, Reaper, Doomfist, or Mei ultimate. Her supercharger isn't the greatest, but sometimes it is that little bit of extra damage that you need to win a team fight, especially when it comes down to a battle of pure skill. Next up, we've got Sigma, and the Mad Lad scientists fit into the competitive scene quicker than any other hero before. His deployable shield is useful and allows him to cover off angles, and when all shields are down, his kinetic grasp lets him push forward and convert incoming damage into shield charge. During Reaper ultimates, he can become insanely overpowered by just stepping in front of his team and using this ability. His Accretion Rock and Gravitic Flux, however, are the big guns of his toolset. Now, these skills make Sigma the perfect counter and the perfect complement to Reaper, enabling him to shut down a potential Death Blossom or weaken the enemy for his own Reaper to go in for the kill. Sigma is the foundation for a lot of the combinations, counters, and synergy in this meta, but we will go over those in a little bit. Now, onto the healers. Moira replaced Ana as the main healer in this meta primarily due to Sigma being able to place a shield between a majority of the team and the healers in the backline. Moira can send her orbs through shields, inflicting both damage on the enemy and healing her teammates while maneuvering in and out of battle. Her Coalescence ultimate ignores all shields and can heal for insane amounts while also pumping out some damage to the enemy. If her team gets caught in a Graphitic Flux, she can just get out and use her Coalescence to heal them before they come smashing down, and also to heal them and inflict damage while they're being jumped on by the enemy team. Her value comes from being able to heal diving damage players without throwing herself into the fray and risking her own life. Lucio's utility has remained consistent throughout every meta he has been included in. Get the team in fast, know when to speed boost them out, and time the sound barrier to protect the lives of your team. His agility and versatility make him a tricky target to pin down, and he can change the pace of battle with ease. In this meta, Reapers love dropping down from above to deliver devastating death blossoms, but Lucio maintaining the high ground can use his boop to push Reapers and Doomfists out of position. His sound barrier can be used in a Sigma ultimate, and the invisible floor gives him a bigger window of timing and actually makes it useful. This meta requires careful timing for destructive combos, but just about every hero in this meta either pairs with another or counters another hero. When it comes to the big combos that end up in team wipes, it all starts with Sigma's Gravitic Flux and at times Orisa's Halt Orb. Ensuring that you get most of the enemy team in a Gravitic Flux can be frustrating, but using Orisa's Halt Orb can help. When you get all or a majority of the enemy team in the Gravitic Flux, Reaper can dive in for a nasty Death Blossom, or Doomfist can come down with a Meteor Strike. Beware the enemy Lucio can use his sound barrier within the Gravitic Flux while up in the air, but Orisa's Supercharger is a welcome damage boost to the extra chunks of health. Reaper's Death Blossom can be interrupted by an Accretion Rock or a Doom Charge Fist, so baiting out the stun abilities are key to executing these plays. Moira's main utility comes when she can save a diving player while also inflicting some hurt on the enemy team. Often in this meta, Reaper will take the high ground before dropping down with his ultimate to devastate the enemy team and ensure that they don't know where he's coming from. Now, Lucios also have a responsibility to watch the high ground and boop these divisive Reapers out of place. Despite the distaste for the double shield meta, it's in a better place than it ever was, and now it requires a little bit more technical skill when placing those, especially with Sigma. He brings a lot to the table and kind of changed how the game was played, but also allowed for some other damage dealers to come in and really shine. The Overwatch World Cup was amazing and I had a great time. We have a press conference up from Team USA. Let me know what other kind of content you guys want to see in the off season. My name is Malik, and as always, talk to you guys soon.